Okay, we are officially starting the Newfane Selectboard meeting. It is Monday, April 6th, 2020. This is the very first time that we're doing some virtual meetings, including Zoom and somebody on the phone. So Chris Williams is on the telephone, Shelley Hubert is on Zoom, Angela Sanborn is on Zoom, Mike Fitzpatrick, Jay Wilson, Lynetta, and myself, Marion Gallen, are here at Town Hall meeting. And in the future, if the public would like to join in our meetings, and this is probably the way it's going to be for a while, it's going to be virtual meetings. The town hall will be open to the public to come in and sit and participate. Tonight, we don't have any people as of yet. So, I'm calling the meeting to order. The first item is additions or amendments to the agenda. Is there anybody who has an addition or an amendment to the agenda, please? Okay. So we're moving to approval of minutes. And we have the minutes of,
Marion?
we have no minutes.
Two things I wanted to bring up to talk about was the emergency management plans, if it's been updated with the forms. It's kind of important that we all kind of know who is on that and what the document says. And also the town finance discussion that came through the Vermont League of Cities and Towns recommendations on how to handle certain things. I had asked Juanetta to make a copy of the town finance FAQs related to the COVID-19.
Okay, the first item that you mentioned, repeat that.
Excuse me? Oh, the first one, where are we on the emergency management plan update? Do we have the forms filled out?
Jay Wilson was here at our last meeting.
Okay.
And he reported at that time that basically he's following, the emergency team is following state of Vermont rules. And we can have Jay talk about that maybe at the end of his road foreman report. The purpose of tonight, really, Shelley and everybody, is that we're going to try to get through this meeting without many extra things on the agenda, because some of us are sitting here without masks and gloves on. This is the first time we're trying virtual. And also, after this meeting, Angela and Mike have to stay here for quite a while doing the pay orders. So, because it's the first time working on all of this, I think Jay can talk about emergency.
Well, I think I can, we can wait on the emergency. I just wanted to know what the update was, because I know there are forms that need to be filled out, and I think each board member should have a copy of it. So in the future, let's put that back on the agenda as something as a follow-up. And the other is the town finance discussions. I think we need to discuss some of that. That needs to attention.
Is that an emergency?
This isn't an emergency meeting. This is a regular board meeting, correct?
Yes, it is. But tonight we're only working on things that have deadlines that we have to deal with. And also a letter from.
Well, I think it's going to come up regarding the.
We'll put it on the future agenda.
People.
Chris?
No, excuse me.
Oh.
Never mind, I made my table and I'm saying what I think.
Well, I think it's really inappropriate, Chris.
You think it's inappropriate? When I sit at my table, I can say any goddamn thing I want to. Well, just realize that.
Okay, Chris, can I just remind you that this is going to be on public TV?
I don't care.
Well, I'm asking you to please be respectful to everybody the way we will be with you.
Yes, okay. Thank you very much, dear.
Okay, thank you, Chris. Okay, so we don't have minutes to play.
Oh, I got somebody off already.
So can we just table the minutes for the next one? It's not a big rush.
Okay.
And keep moving right along, please.
I can make a motion for that table. Make a motion to table.
I make a motion to table the meeting approval of minutes till the next meeting that we have, date uncertain.
Anybody second? Okay, Mike second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right.
Okay. I'll have it and then we'll postpone that for next meeting. Okay, the
All
next
right, I'll be
item on
talking
the,
on the phone.
the next item on the agenda is road business and the road foremen and road commissioners report. We'll start with a motion, please.
We had another burglar alarm at the town garage Friday morning. It's the same motion detector as 2 weeks ago. The home security came, replaced that detector, and replaced all the batteries.
Excuse me, Jay, can you speak just a little bit slower? It just comes muffled. Thank you.
We had another burglar alarm at the town garage Friday, and it was the same motion detector as 2 weeks ago. So home security came and replaced that detector and replaced all the batteries in the rest of the system. The permitting process continues on the sand salt shed and the Depot Road box culvert. Both of those, the people continue working. Still doing stuff. They're falling partially over and taking the back with it on Southwest Road. I'm working on someone to remove the trees. Mark Pickering and Scott Jensen are looking at it to come up with a plan for permanent repair. We're busy getting roads repaired from mud season. And I've been on a daily basis wiping down all the common surface Clorox spray at the garage, either after everyone has left from there or before they come in. We're doing our best at having people drive only one vehicle or wiping them down if we do have to spray. If this goes on for a couple months, it's going to be a very annoying process.
I'm not sure what he said.
And
Wiping down everything.
they're wiping down everything with chlorine.
Okay. So my thought here is, again, if it's not a, what is it called? Like an emergency? I don't think that the highway crew should be out unless there's a failure in a road or a bridge, et cetera.
Well, that's what he was saying. They were fixing a spot on South Warsboro Road that needed to get done for people
Okay.
that need to drive on it.
But is the staff on duty now, though?
Yeah.
Because the governor has made an emergency declaration, and it's only for essential services. So unless there's an issue, I think we need to discuss about what their role is, and if they're not essential, they should not be out working. There's $1,000 fines that are going to be imposed.
The highway crew is considered essential employees.
May I say something?
Yes, Chris.
The town crew works on the road. They aren't together. They're working on the roads, grading the roads. One person is doing one thing, one person's doing another. Let the road crew keep working on their road. If you don't, you're going to have a real problem. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris.
I just wanted to bring it to your attention.
Well, I think that the roads are very essential.
Because it specifically talks about municipal employees and road workers. So I don't know if we need to call a vote on it. It sounds like you're all, allowing this to happen. So, I mean, I'm just worried about people getting sick.
May I say something about that?
Yes.
These gentlemen work apart. Jake has separated them. Each truck has a driver. The loader has a driver. Everybody has a driver. They're not doing anything that makes everybody sick. Now, let the road crew do their job if you don't know what the hell you're talking about. Thank you very much.
Okay, my suggestion.
Chris, it's really inappropriate the way you're talking. Really inappropriate.
And Shelley, I would like to say that probably, but my guess is that Jay Wilson and Chris, who are the people who oversee the roads and the road crews, would not be working if it was detrimental to anybody. I think right now what Jay and Chris are saying is it would be detrimental not to work on the roads because it's a very difficult time of year with mud season coming, trees falling down on the road. It would be terrible if they didn't work. So in my opinion, and I think in others, it is considered an essential job.
Mary, can I say one more thing?
Yes.
The road crew is working on the road. They're working, just like I said, separated. They're doing what has to be done. And if the town would leave them alone and let them do their job as it needs to be done, everything will get straightened out. Everything will be all right.
Well, I think as a select board members, we have the right to have questions, to make questions about what's going on and to follow the law.
Shelley, it's fine to have questions, and that's not the problem. The problem is that I think that right now the road crew.
I get it, Marion. I understand that the springtime, the roads need work.
Yeah.
I understand that part of it.
No, so I'm saying that Jay as a road foreman and Chris as a road commissioner, I think are going to be the ones who know the best about what is important and essential for us.
Yes, but Marion, we are select board members, so I mean, there are staff. They're hired to do the work of the town. So, I mean, if you guys want to make a ruling that we're going to overrule what the governor's law has stated, that's, I'm just stating that I'm not real keen about it.
I can't.
But that is only if they're considered not essential. If they're essential employees, they can still go out and work. And unfortunately, with mud season, our dirt roads need to be taken care of. They can't just sit and wait.
Hello?
Well, I'm just saying that if they're not out, if they're out there doing an emergency thing, that's one thing. We have a gentleman over in Wilmington that died of this virus. It can happen to any one of us.
Like I told Jay, I said, town of Putney over there, the crew is not allowed to drive.
Can you speak up, Mike?
Town of Putney, when I was talking to Karen, their road crew's still working. They're not allowed to mingle in the drive street like that. They can't went out to lunches and stuff like that. They're assigned a vehicle. They all come in the morning, they get the vehicles to go to work.
Well, that's what Chris is saying.
But I mean, right now, they're still running out the drive. Still running out the drive, and just like that, one, Christopher probably shouldn't be done. You know?
Okay, so is my understanding that when the men show up from work, they go into the garage to get their vehicles, and then one by one, with their each their own vehicle,
So
they
buckets
leave?
actually park all the vehicles outside. They don't do them outside, they're not in the garage, not allowed to. It's a fine.
I can't hear what they're saying. Can you, Angela?
No, I can't hear Mike.
Okay, what Mike is saying that is that in Putney right now, the garage and road crew people are not going into the actual building of the road crew. They are picking up their trucks which are parked outside. And I think right now without the snow anymore, you could probably do the same, right? And then the gentlemen just come in the morning and pick up their vehicle, and then they go off on their own to their business.
I think that's fine. And then I also think that if any member of the road crew feels that they shouldn't be at work, they should take it upon themselves to talk to Jay and explain that. We all have that decision, whether we go in or stay home. You know, some of us are essential, some of us aren't, but if you feel unsafe at any time, you should make that choice for yourself.
They're aware of that, any one of them are welcome to not come in. So, there's days like you get a heavy rain, you can't go out too much on the road. What do you want to do? If they stay home, do we still pay them? How do they do it? I don't know how to.
Oh, that's a good question.
I think the road foreman should work with the road crew, tell them what's going on, tell them how things are, let them do it themselves. I don't think we should micromanage them and tell them what the hell's going on. They know what's going on, they know if there's a problem, they know if it shouldn't be there, they know everything. Those people are not ignorant people. Just leave them alone, let them do their job.
Mike Fontaine has the butchering to do so with Dr. Well, and they gave him some time, whatever. And he did that up to the
I can't hear him.
That's fine, but I just didn't know if we have a day where we feel we can go out and do something separately. How do you want to handle it?
Jay, I think that the little club should be delegated.
I don't like this whole thing no matter what either, you know, honestly, like I said, I'm no different than the I go to work and buy my stuff. As of tomorrow, they're gonna find me out fucking up. And I said, I don't know why the hell, what's the difference between us and the road crews or anybody else like that? There's a lot of jobs, a lot of guys that are logging. They're working by themselves offices. They don't see nobody. Yeah, just to come out with this water that they don't start finding everything, people go to work, and maybe they'll have to be in money backing it up.
I can't hear Michael.
Michael was saying, he's talking about the rule that's supposed to be in effect as of tomorrow, that people shouldn't go to work. But at the same time, it's essential work that the road crew has to do, that Mike and other people, loggers, have to do.
Oh, I know, I said, we're no different than the road crews or anybody like that.
They're no different than the road.
We're not with a bunch of companies. You're by yourself all day long.
Right.
And all that stuff like that. But as of tomorrow, they can either find everything, so they even put you in jail.
So, Jay, how about calling the state first thing in the morning and saying, the Newfane road crew, Foreman, we would like to know.
I mean, I know this is serious shit going on.
No, I know.
really gotta be looked at, no matter what. I mean, you can't just take it for granted. I mean, we all know how very handy. I mean, it's not good. But, I mean, on the other hand, too, people have to survive, You can't just shut everybody. I mean, places they tell you can go to work, and places you should be going. That's stores. You go in there and there's 100 people in their shop, and you can get up in the place, And that's it. Everybody's all right. You can go to that.
Well, would everybody agree that Jake called the Vermont State tomorrow, the governor's office, whomever he has called, and ask permission and see what they say about road crews being essential?
Sure. That sounds great.
I agree with that. Can everybody agree with that? Kelly, do you hear me? You're muted. Kelly, don't mute.
I didn't hear what you said. Sorry.
What I'm saying is I would like to have a vote, so to speak, in terms of having Jay call State of Vermont tomorrow morning when he gets to work and ask, is the road crew considered essential for the people to work on the roads where their trees have fallen, where there's mud, or do they want those people to stay at home also?
Yeah, I think you need to get clarification. In case of an emergency, yes, I could see the road crew being out there, but it's supposed to be, everyone's supposed to be staying at home and away from other people.
I want to know what the governor's office says to Jay as road crew foreman. I can't hear you.
I said I read it. I read the material. What's essential?
Get them going. The guys are not working tight together. They're away from everybody. Let the gentlemen do their job.
Okay, well, I guess we're going to take a vote on it. I think Jay should go and contact and get the essential, who's essential, and regarding the road crew.
Does everybody agree?
Get clarity on it.
Andrew, is that okay with you?
Yes, that is fine.
Thank you. Chris, is that okay with you?
Repeat that to me, please.
That I suggested that Jay call the state of Vermont first thing tomorrow morning from the road crew garage, and ask if they are considered essential workers.
Yes, no problem.
Okay, great. And Mike, you agree? Okay, we all have voted yes, that Jay will call.
Great.
Yay.
Yay.
Thank you, everybody. We need a motion now to accept Jay's road crew. Okay.
I'll second.
Okay, any further?
I'll second.
No. Okay, motion and Jay's report. And Chris. Okay, moving right along to administrative assistance report.
A very brief one. I've been working from home remotely in the evenings, checking emails, looking at the mail, talking with Mary and setting up conferences and planning what's going to be essential to the select immediately, and just trying to keep things moving and efficiently.
Also, whenever you're doing training with BCTV to get this Zoom on and to get the office working to have this happen. And Peter, who is the assistant to Carroll Town Clerk, has been in here working with Renetta this afternoon and maybe before that. So there's good teamwork going on in this building.
Definitely.
That's wonderful.
There a motion to accept Juanetta's report.
I'll make the motion to accept Juanetta's report.
Further discussion? No, thank you, Juanetta, very much. Okay. Now, we don't have any unscheduled events to cover. So we are moving on to the important business at hand tonight, the old business, which is now has a time limit to it, and that is to review the lease agreement for the CAP excavator. And the question will be to consider renewing the excavator for at least another year or return it. And we need to know this within a few weeks.
I'll make a motion to renew it for another year. Thank you very much.
Okay, is there a second to that motion?
I'll second what we discussed.
Okay, we have a second in order to discuss it. So now discussion. Jay, do you want to start?
So the guys have their ideas of what they would like. They feel the track one that's a little smaller would be handier. Logistically, I think that could be a nightmare moving it around all the time. It has to be trailer. This one's nice. You're able to drive where you need to go. So it's very hard to find one machine that will do everything we want to do. I think this one's a little more versatile than a smaller track would be. I just could see if we were able to go through the covered bridge with this one, we were able to sneak through, whereas the other one would have to go over the.
Can't hear you, Jay.
We're able to go through the covered bridge with this one, and if we had a tracked one, we'd have to go over the piece work, which if it's slippery at all isn't always good. I don't know, I think we've been able to do quite a bit of stuff with it.
How often is it used?
We put about 340 hours of love this summer.
40 hours in the summer?
So we've had it for a year. And so what are the projects that have been done up with it?
The lake, two spots. We did ditching on Newfane Hill. We did ditching on Hillsville. 20 plus culverts. We did the work for the 100 Brook bridges, moving of the old ones and the.
Can't hear you.
What was that?
Can't hear you.
We did the 100 Brook bridges with it. Pulled a number of stumps and rocks that were, hitting lanes and plows. Quite a bit of stuff that we haven't been able to do with this tobacco before. We had a rock that was thrown inside of a small car. We got out of one of the roads. So,
Have you been able to use the brush cutter?
we used it some. We ran into a lot of problems with neighbors. The power company had come through and everybody was still a little raw from all the cutting they did. And so it was a lot of people were coming out and questioning why we had to cut the road back and so forth.
Why you were cutting it back?
Yes.
Really?
Did you say 340 or 500?
Yeah.
300.
I think the normal usage for town, last time I saw it was like
You can't hear you.
looked up what they usually figure the hours. They base our warranty on how many hours the towns usually use them.
Yep.
The range was 350 to 500 hours was the average for a town per year. The machine that we rented the previous year,
You have to sit forward, I think, to project.
the machine we rented the previous year, the wheeled excavator, was $5,900 a month, which comes out if you rent it for the summer like $29,000 or something. If you rent a smaller one, I think it comes out to $20. Something like that.
Well, the track one, they'll cover $100, $3,500 a month.
Right.
And like I said, you wouldn't have to rent for summer, you can rent for fucking month.
I can't hear what Mike's saying.
No, the thing is, if you're only putting 300 hours a year on it, that figures up to like $100 an hour. Right?
Yeah, it's cost-wise.
Losing it, and then you got the guys running it, you got fuel, you got your insurance. Almost to the point where it's a lot cheaper to hire someone just to do the work.
So you're saying the cost of using it versus the cost of renting something or buying something, it kind of is the best situation.
Shelley, wait, let him finish and then you can talk.
I couldn't hear him.
Oh,
Like I said, if you put on roughly 300 hours or so a year, that's $100 an hour. Just
Right.
weeks. Then you got the operator on it, which is costing, what's the guy cost it down, 30-some bucks an hour? So then you got 130-some bucks an hour there. You got your insurance on that. You got fuel going there. That's where you're done. You're spending probably. You're probably spending goddamn $150, $60 an hour for that machine. Where you can hire somebody for a hell of a lot cheaper.
A lot of our ditch work, though, you can't just do all of it in one shot. You have to do pieces, place the culverts, so the machine sits a lot. Whereas it's not like you get to go out and run it for 300 hours. It takes you months to get that done because so much time has to sit while you do the other part.
You know, like I was saying before, I think this grant money, that should be all throughout the project. You didn't have, that should be good, but you get a better deal. Cheaper if they put a contractor doing it, the town does. And furthermore, it takes away from the town doing the maintenance on the road. The way I look at a road crew is, the road crew is the maintenance. Many of them do it on the road. And they never have, and most of them don't. They just doing the project, they put down there. And I think that's the way to go. I mean, especially if they right now, they got people out of work, get it done for a little now. I'm not the, like I said, when we first started about getting one of these, we were looking at renting a nice, get a good used machine for when they're out grading the road. Didn't think that out there. Everybody I talk to just think this thing's way too big for our road. I don't really give a shit one way or the other. I've had a lot of people back there who just opted to do it.
The grant money paid for $16,000 worth of it this year.
so 16,000 is paid. About 13,000 is paid, but people put that the county. Is that a grant that you can apply for on a yearly basis?
Yes, we apply for 2 every year. We've got 1 so far.
That isn't the pay. That's to do the work. That ain't for doing what he's saying is, by what they get by hours on it, you figure so much an hour, that can be got that.
If not, so.
No, you don't, they're not just gonna give you a grant,
They give you a grant to do the work, you know, all your equipment, so our backhoe gets reimbursed, our dump trucks get reimbursed, guys, based on how much use you use.
So the grant is also for salary? So, let's say we didn't use it. What would the alternative be? Anybody?
use one for you, need it for the gym, send it back.
And how much is that?
I don't know. The one that set up grocery shop is out there.
Can you hear? No.
The one they thought they wanted is $3,500 a month. For the rubber trash, for the buckets and all that stuff.
So that's more than, but it's-
Marion,
yes,
I make a motion to renew the lease. The taxpayers have paid it. They have already offered it. Renew the lease for another year. That's what I got to say.
They've already come back. I said, now we're discussing.
yeah, you made that motion, Chris, and Michael seconded, and we're in the discussion period right now.
Okay,
So we're considering it.
I think what we should do right now is go over for the next 2 weeks. There's no way to get out of it. So I do say I think these grants. Broker has always got plenty to do by maintaining our. You know, last year when they were up on Sunset Lake Road, they all came off and they put them behind over a month and a half because they were working on that road. They're working on the town road.
We can't hear Michael.
I'm just saying, I think what we ought to do tonight, we'll look this thing over a little bit more, take it the rest of the next, between now and our next meeting, look this contract over, go through it. And if you can't get out of it, so you gotta rent it one more year, we'll rent it one more damn year. But I said, I still think all this grant money that we get for different things can be put out to bid. And the guys, they only use that to work on the road as maintenance. Use it for that. I heard that the head got that too, and that something that kind of brush. You got first used it. Now that's so much, they said that that's vibration to it now too. That's what they said, they telling me that day, I was going to put a vibration. I mean, that thing is supposed to be like a balanced shaft, right?
I don't know, I tried it.
Well, it's really good. But I mean, balance, it's vibrating, it's going to pull the bearings out of it, you see it out of it.
I would like to reword the motion, and I don't know if that's allowed with that. So you correct me, you and Chris is correct. And I'm not going to Robert's rules of order. But what your motion is to look over the lease and see if you can get out of it. If you can't get out of it, then the lease is connected. I would prefer to say, to make a motion, second, that we look over the lease in the next 2 weeks, not with the purpose of getting rid of it, but then making a decision based on real facts. Should we keep it? So that it's still, we're not wiping it out. So that we can be respectful to both
I mean,
sides.
it's just like what I said that I wanted to do last year.
Can't hear you, Mike.
I said what I said last year, even when we got it, I didn't like the idea of just putting it as a lease payment or rental equipment, you know, in the thing. I'd rather have it go as a damn article in the town vote if they want to buy it. But like I said, right now, you're hearing a bunch of this in the morning.
may I say something?
That should have been put into an article as in the warning. For us to vote to spend $30,000 a year to purchase. Just that's right.
Yes.
Right now, we're going,
Wait a minute, Chris.
right now, every year, we're putting in rental equipment money to be paid for rent. Doesn't say that we're buying it.
Well, no, I remember talking about that, whether we would buy it or rent it. And
Mary, we can't hear you.
Chris would like to say something. What would you like to say, Chris?
I got one thing to say. That loader we bought, it's the same type of purchase. And that was perfectly all right. Nobody complained about that. Now, what the heck is the problem? What we're doing now? Thank you very much.
Because it says that it goes to that loader, doesn't it? The payment every year goes to that purchase, that loader. Rent to buy a bucket. This is just in there with a bunch of money. There's not a separate line item that says that. There's a grand total of X amount of dollars that they voted on to put in the budget. What I'm saying is if it should have been put as an article, that's what Caterpillar is saying. We should have an article in our town report saying that we were going to allocate $30,000 to rent and purchase the rubber tire excavator.
Are you talking about this year's town report? Or?
That's what the Caterpillar thing says.
That's what the lease actually says that we should have brought into the town.
Argue with my country.
So I think what we should do is take this thing and you gotta read your copy, let's look it over, talk back and forth with the Caterpillar guy. And if there's no other alternative, we're gonna have to pay $30,000 this year. And another year, put it in the goddamn article that we're gonna vote on. Everybody knows that if they don't like it, they come and vote the thing out. You can even have it go into an article like the Australian ballot, not just a show of hands. Throughout the day, people come in, they put their yes or no if they want to purchase that thing. If they don't, the thing goes bye-bye.
Did you get that, Shelley? Shelley?
I hear it.
Okay, Shelley. You can see that.
It's better if you speak towards the computer, I think.
Okay, what Mike was saying was that, I think what he's saying is that it's possible that we might have to lease it again,
Yes.
but we have to talk to the person, the company who owns the excavator and talk about the lease. If we don't return it, then Mike is suggesting then we have to rent it, lease it for one more year, and then it must be an article on the time when town meeting comes where even the public would be able to vote on having this equipment being leased the third year or not. Is that correct?
Well, even if they voted on it one time, to put this money in every year,
Right.
to go for a rental purchase of this excavator. Right now, we're just throwing this in as a one thing in the budget. So the, like I said, it's come up to about $100,000, $120,000 it's crazy for different things. And half of them don't even know what it's for. Now,
Is
they
there a
prove it.
reason that it wasn't?
And according to Caterpillar, it should have been voted on at town meeting in an article, unless it says it's one that you need.
Well,
So that was overlooked.
Caterpillar didn't say that.
It was
Okay.
overlooked.
So as I said, we'll have to go over this thing, talk to them a little bit, see what it is. So they can't get out of it, we'll have to lease it one more year. Come down meeting, bring it as an article. We'll get the vote on it, we'll show you ballot throughout the day, just like we do the rest of the thing. And at the end of the day, if they say yes or no, there you go.
So it seems that it could have been voted on at town meeting this year as an article. And for whatever reason, that didn't happen. So Mike is suggesting that we might lease it again for one more year. We might have to lease it again for one more year and then put it in an article for town meeting day where the public will vote on whether to spend the money on this excavator or not.
Well, I read the lease, and the lease did state that it had to go before the board for this last town meeting.
Right, but it was overlooked. It
I
didn't,
understand that.
Okay.
So let's just go through the paperwork.
Can I speak, Marion?
yes, Chris.
Okay. We both, do it. Then it's gotta be, put it on a ballot, whether they wanna purchase it or lease it for another year. And that will make things very much simpler.
That's the way it was supposed to have been done.
Sense?
As I said, it's
We're gonna look everything over and then,
I looked it over, but I don't think everyone else has yet. But I think we're obligated for another year.
yeah, we've looked it over.
Yeah.
We've looked it over.
Excuse me, I realize that we're obligated for another year. Now, we've got to work out what we want to do future. Now, we've had it 2 years. It might be smarter for the town to buy it outright after that. You've got to look at the purchase price, what the town can get, buy it for, and it might be a lot smarter just to buy it.
Well,
Off that. I don't know how I'm not making any sense. But
no, I understand. I think we understand what you're saying. And I think since this is an issue that we want to have come up on next town meeting day,
correct.
in 1 year, a little less than a year, we have quite a bit of time to make sure that we will put an article out, we will discuss it, we will go over the leases, we'll make sure that it'll be done correctly.
Does the rest of the board agree with me or not?
Do you agree, Mike?
well, it's like I said, I want everybody to copy it, it's still at 6 feet.
Yeah, we're gonna go, everybody,
Next meeting, you know what I have.
Well, I just like to say that we can get out of the lease, but we would have to pay a penalty, and it would be, if we wanted to push it on the lease, so that we could break the lease. But at this point, if Dave feels that he's going to be using the machine and it's worthwhile, we're into it for another year. And when it comes back up for next year before a town meeting, we need to get it in as an article, and we can discuss it prior to town meeting day.
that's what I just said, that we have almost a full year to discuss this now.
Right.
We reviewed the contract, and we will make sure that before town meeting, that everything is in place to put an article into the town meeting day and be voted on.
Now, the article should be put in, what to redo it, what to purchase it.
Well, that's something that I think we need to decide as a select board at the time.
Oh, all right, I'm just telling you like I feel.
Right. We're gonna go.
By the end of the month, figure out what we do.
Right. We're going to go through the lease next meeting. Everybody has a copy of the lease, is that correct?
Yes, and I think we should also ask the dealer
I don't do this shit.
to give us a summary of what the lease requires us to do. And and what it would cost for us to get out of it if we chose to do that.
Okay. It's in the agreement.
That's what I said, by between now and the next meeting, we'll all read over the contract, I ain't had a chance to read it, and then we'll decide by that point.
Right,
You know?
right.
I mean, there's no sense of point down there, it's out here. I haven't looked over there, I think Shelley's looked over it.
I looked
think
it up.
it has.
When Ed and I
So,
spent a long time looking
I
at it.
mean, it's just like I said, what he told me the other day, that wasn't in the article, the vote on it. If Foreman pulled it out, you could get out of it.
I can't hear you, Mike.
Well, then talk to them. I don't care if he's fucking him or not. I don't care. He's been saying it all night. So.
Okay, we're gonna clean it up.
Now, I just want to say that I want to go this thing. We got till the end of the month.
Yes, we're going to do that. And our next meeting is, the 30th. Yeah, we're on the phone calendar.
Look at that.
Sorry, that's the clock.
April 20th. April 20th is our next meeting.
April 20th. April 20th is our next meeting, God willing, we're all here in the live window. Okay? Is that good for everybody? Angela? I can't hear you. Can't hear you.
April 20th?
Yes, Angela, you're not on. Angela? Nobody can hear you.
Are you muted? Muted?
You say yes?
Yes, you will.
Yes, okay. Okay. So, do we need to vote again?
Okay, so can I make a motion that we contact the dealer?
No, we have the motion already on the floor.
Motion on the table was for one more.
So you can vote on that, but then I wanted to make a motion to contact the dealer if we're not going to do that.
So we're going to vote on that motion and put another motion.
Because it only references the meeting on March 3rd, 2020. Hello?
I think it's including, Mike has offered to go and talk to the lease person.
Yeah, but I think we need it in writing. We need a statement in writing from the dealer so that we all have it in black and white.
I will have that done. Who's going to go with you? You and Jay? Jay and Mike are going to go and talk to the dealer and have it in writing, whatever the decision is. And we will discuss, we will vote on it.
Regarding how we can go forward as far as another year.
That's what we're talking about.
The motion on the table was Chris made a motion.
Yeah, I know, Marion. I just wanted to clarify because it's kind of hard to understand what's going on.
Mary, the motion on the table is Chris made the motion to renew the lease. Mike seconded in order to discuss. So we need to have a vote on that motion or amend.
Can't hear Juanita.
The only one that can amend the motion would be the one that made the motion.
Can you hear me now, people?
Yep.
You can?
Yeah.
Good. I'm all set. Haha.
I can. But I can't hear Juanita.
Somebody is doing a motion. We need to vote on the motion. So the motion was made by Chris to renew the lease. Mike seconded it in order to discuss. You either need to vote on it that way, or you need to amend the motion. Anybody can.
Last case, and I guess, we'll just go through this contract in our next meeting, we'll vote to.
I can't hear it.
Okay, so Mike is making a motion that we're going to go through the lease during the next 2 weeks. We're going to read the lease, and you also should add that you and Jay will go and talk to the dealer. That's part of the.
So that is an amendment to Christopher's motion.
Right. And
Okay.
We will meet at our next meeting, April 20th, and vote on it. Okay? Is that good for everybody?
Can I second his amended motion?
Yes, you may.
I'm seconding his amended motion, please.
Any further discussion before we vote on it? Okay. All those in favor of the motion that was made, that Mike and Jay are going to talk to the dealer during the next 2 weeks, and we are going to reread or read for the first time the whole lease, and we will discuss that at our April 20th meeting and make a final vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Chris?
Marion,
Yes.
I'm the road commissioner. Whatever I say doesn't mean shit. Thank you very much. I'm all done.
Are you going to vote?
No, I'm not going to vote.
Well, Chris, we had your motion, and we added to it that we were going to read over the lease during the next 2 weeks. And
Correct.
okay, and Jay and Mike will go and speak to the dealer, and then we will come back and discuss everything that was found out and what we read, and then we'll vote on it next time. Are you willing to vote on that, yes or no?
Yes.
Thank you. So the ayes have it, and the motion passes. Okay? Thank you, everybody. Okay. We don't know, we have to find out.
I thought we could strike this one.
We can't hear you out here in Zoom land, folks. Just saying.
It's really frustrating because you guys need to project your voices.
Would you have everybody on Zoom? No.
Next time we need to get a microphone on that table.
Used to get the table.
Right.
And then we come up with this, but I mean, we're doing a whole freaking agenda to try and bunch of things. I don't think we're not supposed to be hanging around together. We shouldn't be hanging around. Then we're yelling.
Mike, can you lean forward?
I said, I don't really like this whole TV deal, you know, because we're not supposed to be hanging out, and now we're having to yell at the top of our damn lungs so you can get it so everybody can hear me. I said at our last meeting, the only thing we was really going to be doing was
Pay orders.
to do the pay order.
Well, then,
This is turning into a full meeting.
yeah, because we found out about the deadline, which you,
Right,
the
but I
ones
think,
who pointed out to us, thanks,
Marion,
which was great.
which I think probably will get studied and handled, you know, on the side. I don't know, but it's.
How would you handle the?
Marion,
Yes, Chris.
I agree with Mike 100%. And this is a bunch of BS, having a big blowout meeting. And I disagree with it. We voted not to do it. And Mike's 100% right.
We voted not to do what?
Have regular meetings. It was just supposed to be Mike and I getting together to do pay orders. Because we're really not supposed to be hanging out with each other around a table.
Right, no, I understand that, but
But people don't like the Zoom meetings, which is frustrating
Yeah.
because we can't hear everything. However,
You guys hear each other all right?
there's still
oh yeah,
accomplished. We need a microphone on the table.
I can hear Shelley and Christopher clear.
So if we were all,
Yes,
then it would be easier.
Right.
yes.
Then we have to, what we have to do is,
Well, you have to have two people come in and do the pay order.
And that's supposed to be myself and Mike, so that's fine too. I could also do a Zoom meeting in another room at the town office with my laptop, so that's fine too. It's all good, but I think we need to start wrapping this up and moving along so that we can get all of our business done. And
it's fine with me.
All right.
Everybody got a letter, I think, by an email from the letter that, Bob Fisher, wrote a letter regarding the select board to follow the oath of office, particularly about, when to do, that we cannot change things. Please read that letter. We can go into, correspondence.
have we all read that letter? Do we need to make a motion or anything to accept his guidance? And
I haven't read it because I got it late this afternoon.
You didn't get it on Wednesday last week when I sent the agenda?
Yeah, I was here when she sent it out.
Oh, I didn't get it. Sorry. I just saw it this afternoon.
Yeah, I was sitting with Winetta when she mailed those out last week.
I personally do not think that this is an emergency that we need to deal with this evening,
Okay.
personally.
Okay. I have an executive session. I and Angela are going to be doing pay orders, so we can adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. We'll be in touch about how to do this on April 20th.